Welcome back to Beyond the Box Score, where we don't just watch basketball, we break it down with purpose. Tonight, we're diving into every matchup from the July 15th Summer League slate. From breakout rookies making waves to dark horse players fighting for a roster spot, every possession matters in Vegas. And if you're thinking Summer League doesn't mean anything, think again. This is where tomorrow's stars get forged, where hidden gems shine, and where betting angles come alive in real time. We've got all 7 games decoded with stats, injuries, odds, and predictions that go beyond the box score. So buckle up, because this isn't just highlight talk. This is basketball intelligence, turned all the way up. Game 1 to 4:30 p.m. ET, Minnesota Timberwolves vs. Detroit Pistons. Tonight's opener between the Timberwolves and Pistons has the feel of a developmental draft showcase, but beneath the raw minutes, there's structure and direction. Minnesota is running a compact, youth-focused rotation built around Rob Dillingham and Leonard Miller, while Detroit leans on energetic guard Pendra and scoring bursts from Jace Richardson. These are two young cores looking to establish identity, and pacing will dictate fantasy value. For Minnesota, Rob Dillingham enters with assertive intent. He's pushing tempo, racking up assists, and creating mismatches in transition. He's not the highest scorer, but his usage and playmaking translate into strong fantasy upside in Summer League structure. Leonard Miller offers the athletic upside. He thrives in transition rebounding and attacking the rim. If he hits a rhythm early, he easily becomes the top fantasy scorer in the matchup. Terrence Shannon Jr. remains high variance, capable of lighting it up from deep but inconsistent, making him a high-risk, high-reward GPP pivot. On Detroit's side, Jace Richardson has stepped into the lead guard role with fearless 3-level scoring. He's not locking down every game, but when his shot connects, he's capable of producing big numbers. Supporting him is rebounder Pendra, who quietly collects offensive boards and brings hustle stats. Neither boasts high-ceiling games nightly, but in case of pace acceleration, they can deliver value. From a pace standpoint, both teams play up-tempo, with Minnesota leading transition while Detroit counters with opportunistic offense. That alignment projects totals in the 190-plus range, which is rich enough fantasy-wise to support mid-tier engine plays and value darts. Predicting this game shapes around usage concentrate. Dillingham and Miller will get the ball, Richardson is Detroit's only real engine, and Pendra fills in with hustle. Unless a rotation change happens, Minnesota's offensive cohesion gives them the edge. Final projection. Timberwolves 108, Pistons 96, pacing enough to fuel fantasy without wild shooting variation. Game 2. The Nets and Knicks square off in a classic crosstown showdown with Summer League pride on the line. Brooklyn's revamped roster, stocked with promise from 5 first-round picks, aims to sharpen its identity against a New York squad looking to prove its depth. This is more than just summer tempo, it's about making statements under bright lights and catching management eyes. Brooklyn enters this game at 0-2 after early losses, but the narrative isn't bleak. Their offseason investment, Igor Demon, Nolan Traoré, Ben Serif, Danny Wolf, was built for moments like this. Injury whispers cloud part of that vision. Derek Whitehead is out with a lingering issue, Noah Clowney sat preseason, and Drake Powell is in rehab for tendinopathy. But undrafted fill-ins like TJ Bamba and Grant Nelson are stepping up hard. From an odds perspective, Action Network lists the Nets with mild favoritism, about -3, but Knicks bettors are pushing back based on how Brooklyn disappeared in the first half of Game 1. On the New York side, one storyline stands tall: Kevin McCullough Jr., Jan. 13's surprising 30-point explosion. Playing through mask protection from a facial injury, he shot 10 for 15, looked fearless, and despite 6 turnovers, showed growth and nasty demeanor. The wheels haven't come off yet, but McCullough's still seeking consistency. He's healthy now, and the nagging knee issue appears to be in the rearview, knock on wood. Other Knicks names of note: Hakim Dadiat and James Nagy backed out of a prior game early with injury scares, but sources indicate they're likely ready for tonight, improving rotation depth. Looking closer at the Nets' core, Drew Tim's claimed spot as the center of attention. He unleashed a two-handed dunk earlier this week and has averaged 12-plus points with 6 boards nightly. He's athletic, assertive, and ready to carve out the interior. Day'Ron Sharpe, The Nets' 2021 second-round selection also figures heavily, now locked in on a 2-year deal, averaging 6.6 rebounds and 2 boards per game. Watching Brooklyn's rookies gives a sense of rotational experiment. Expect experimentation. Starter-heavy first half, swirling around 5 fresh picks. Nets coaches juggling playing time between Demon, Traoré, Serif, Wolf. New York counters with more stability. Their coaching staff leans veteran and disciplined under Jordan Brink, favoring structured play over chaos. Statistically, the Knicks have conceded fewer points per possession and have shown better transition defense, but Brooklyn brings pace, turning defense into offensive payloads. Turnover control will be critical. Action Network's Live Odds peak flagged Clarkson and Yabusele out for the Knicks, though those losses hardly shift rotation mix at summer league level. Prognosticate the key matchup. Nets perimeter speed, Tim's slashing presence and sharp boards versus Knicks' disciplined half-court. Who forces tempo? Brooklyn lives in transition, Knicks live in structure. Efficiency or chaos wins this one. Game time decision-making. Revel in Brooklyn's bench bursts. If Sharp plays 20-plus minutes, he'll dictate rebound dominance. On New York's side, if McCullough builds off his aggressive outing, watch early pushes, free throws drawn, and solid plus or minus impact. But if their wings miss 3, Brooklyn's bounce could pull away. Given everything, injury context, odds, style clash, expect Brooklyn to edge out the Knicks. Final score projection. Brooklyn Nets 102, New York Knicks 95. It'll be tight with runs and energy swings, but the Nets' youth coupled with sharpshooting veteran depth gives them the edge. Expect Tim and Sharp double-doubles, McCullough to score 20-plus, but not enough help around him. Game 3. The Oklahoma City Thunder and Orlando Magic are set to clash in one of the most anticipated summer league games of the day. Tip-off is set for 6:30 p.m. ET in Las Vegas, and this game isn't just about young talent, it's about momentum, chemistry, and proving who has the more NBA-ready core. OKC enters this game undefeated and brimming with confidence after dismantling Indiana 104-85. Orlando, on the other hand, is still searching for rhythm after some shaky performances. Let's start with Oklahoma City, who might just have the deepest summer league rotation of any team in Las Vegas. Nikola Topic has taken the floor for the first time since recovering from a knee injury, and while his jumper hasn't fully returned, he's shooting just 2 for 13 from deep so far. His vision and control are special. In his last outing, he posted a double-double with 10 assists and 4 rebounds, proving he can orchestrate the offense even if his shot is off. But the real breakout so far has been Chris Youngblood. The undrafted rookie has emerged as OKC's go-to scorer, dropping 21 points in just 22 minutes against Indiana. He's explosive in transition, fearless attacking the rim, and has knocked down timely threes with confidence. Then there's A.J. Mitchell, who continues to impress as a steady, versatile guard. He's rebounding well for his size, distributing efficiently, and giving the Thunder a reliable scoring option in the half-court. Up front, Matty Sissoko and Malevi Leons have done the dirty work. Sissoko's rim protection and rebounding have anchored the defense, while Leons provides energy and hustle on both ends. Leons also chipped in double figures in scoring and recorded 4 steals in his last appearance. Add in strong bench minutes from Thomas Sorber and Brooks Barnhizer, and this team plays 9 deep with little drop-off, a major advantage in a summer league setting. Oklahoma City's biggest strength so far: pressure defense and pace. They forced 18 turnovers against Indiana, scored 32 points off those giveaways, and shot 54% from the floor. They're switching everything defensively, pushing the ball in transition, and making life miserable for opponents who can't match their tempo. Now let's shift to the Orlando Magic. This is a team that's struggled to find continuity and identity. Their half-court offense has looked stagnant at times, and they've been prone to long-scoring droughts. Orlando is averaging just 83 points per game so far in Summer League, and their turnover issues have continued. They coughed it up 19 times in their loss to Toronto. Jay Huff has been their most consistent big man, providing rim protection and soft touch around the basket, but the backcourt is where things have been dicey. Quinones and Jet Howard have been inconsistent, and the team lacks a true floor general who can organize the offense and respond to ball pressure. Their best offensive stretches have come when Huff is involved in pick-and-pop actions or when they're able to create second-chance points off missed threes. From a betting perspective, most sportsbooks have Oklahoma City as a 3.5 to 4.5 point favorite, with the total set around 184. That makes sense given OKC's pace, offensive balance, and superior depth. They've scored over 100 points in each of their first 2 games, while Orlando has yet to crack 90. There are no significant injuries reported for either team, though Topic is still working his way back into full rhythm after his long layoff. The Thunder have been cautious with his minutes, but even in limited time, he's made a major impact with his decision-making and passing. The matchup to watch here is Orlando's backcourt against OKC's aggressive perimeter defenders. If Orlando's guards can't handle the pressure or get into their sets quickly, this game could get away from them early. The Thunder love to trap, rotate, and turn defense into offense. If Orlando continues to be turnover-prone, this could be another blowout. What also favors OKC is the consistency from their bench. When Youngblood and Mitchell sit, there's little drop-off in energy or execution. Meanwhile, Orlando's second unit has been outscored by 15-plus points in each of their last 2 games. Expect OKC to set the tone early with fast breaks and ball movement. Orlando will have to hit threes at a high clip to stay competitive, but so far, they've struggled to do that. Unless Jet Howard or Quinones go off for 25-plus, this is OKC's game to lose. Final score prediction: Oklahoma City Thunder 103, Orlando Magic 91. OKC is simply playing at a different speed, and unless Orlando finds a way to control the tempo, the Thunder should cruise to 3-0 and remain one of the most dangerous teams in Vegas. Youngblood continues to climb the radar, and Topic adds another game of controlled brilliance to his comeback campaign. Game 4 of the NBA Summer League on July 15 features a fascinating clash between 2 teams heading in opposite directions. The Toronto Raptors enter the matchup red-hot at 2-0, while the Denver Nuggets are still searching for their first win in Las Vegas. Tip-off is set for 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and this game will test whether Toronto's relentless defense and team cohesion can continue to dominate, or if Denver can finally find their rhythm and flip the script. Let's begin with the Raptors, who might have assembled the most complete Summer League roster of 2025. From top to bottom, this group defends, shares the ball, and plays like they've got something to prove. The leader so far has been A.J. Lawson. He's averaged over 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 steals across the first 2 games, showing polish and aggression that makes you wonder if he's playing himself into a rotation spot with the big club. Joining him in the spotlight is Jonathan Mogbo, who's emerging as a legit do-it-all forward. Mogbo posted a stat line of 13 points, 5 boards, and 2 steals in the last outing while being a menace on the defensive end. His instincts, quick hands, and ability to guard multiple positions have been vital in Toronto's swarming defense. Let's not overlook Jacob Walter. The rookie has added steady scoring, 14 PPG, and consistent energy. Meanwhile, Colin Murray-Boyles might be the most underrated piece in this group. He debuted with 8 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 steals, showing versatility and control in the paint. Together, this Raptors squad has formed a balanced attack that leads Summer League in both fast break points and forced turnovers. Toronto's defense is absolutely suffocating. In their last win over Orlando, they forced 29 turnovers and turned many of those into easy buckets. They don't give up space on the perimeter, they rotate aggressively, and they crash the glass. This group isn't just winning, they're dominating. On the other hand, the Denver Nuggets are sitting at 0-2 and haven't quite figured out how to put a full game together. They lost a heartbreaker to Milwaukee on a buzzer beater and followed it up with a 94-83 defeat against Minnesota. It's not all bad. There have been flashes, but the consistency just hasn't been there yet. Hunter Tyson has been Denver's best player so far. He's putting up around 13 points and 9 rebounds per game, showing toughness and soft shooting touch. Darren Holmes too has chipped in with 11.5 PPG and solid interior defense, but the frontcourt is lacking help from the wings. Curtis Jones has had moments of brilliance in the backcourt, but efficiency has been a problem. Reese Beekman leads the team in assists, averaging 8 per game, but without reliable shooting around him, Denver's offense has been predictable and easy to defend. The Nuggets have struggled with spacing, and their turnovers have come at the worst possible times. From a betting perspective, Toronto enters this game as a 4.5-point favorite. That number feels justified. They're playing as a unit, they're deep, and they've shown the ability to blow teams out. The total sits around 184.5, reflecting the defensive tone this Raptors team brings into every matchup. Injury-wise, both teams are relatively healthy. No reported setbacks for either side. Expect full rotations with maybe limited minutes for returning second-year players. This game could come down to whether Denver's offense can finally break through. Toronto will pressure the ball, blitz pick and rolls, and dare the Nuggets to hit threes. Unless someone like Tyson or Jones gets hot early, Denver may fall into the same traps they've already shown in the first two games. Matchup to watch: Hunter Tyson vs. Jonathan Mogbo. Both are athletic, switchable forwards who can score and defend. If Tyson can win that battle and keep Mogbo off the boards, Denver could stay in it. But if Mogbo sets the tone early and forces turnovers, it'll be a long night for the Nuggets. Expect the Raptors to stick with their winning formula: turn up the pressure early, convert turnovers into transition points, and overwhelm with depth. Lawson and Walters should continue their scoring runs, while Murray, Boyles and Mogbo will crash the glass and defend the paint. Final score prediction: Toronto Raptors 98, Denver Nuggets 90. Toronto's chemistry, depth, and relentless defense are just too much right now. Denver might hang in for 3 quarters, but unless they shoot the lights out, the Raptors should pull away in the final frame to move to 3-0 in Summer League play. Game 5. Philadelphia and Washington square off in what should be a gritty, high-energy Summer League battle between two teams building around young, high-upside guards and athletic wings. The tip is set for 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and this one promises fast pace, physicality, and no shortage of highlight reel plays from hungry prospects looking to make their mark. Let's start with the Philadelphia 76ers, who enter this matchup looking to bounce back after a tight 89-88 loss to the Jazz. Even in defeat, the Sixers showcased the kind of promising depth that could keep them competitive throughout the Vegas slate. The centerpiece has been Jared McCain, the rookie out of Duke, who's already turning heads. In 2 games, McCain has averaged 17.5 points, 4.5 assists, and 4 rebounds, shooting a blistering 44% from 3. His confidence is obvious, his shot selection is advanced, and he's looked like a veteran when initiating offense out of pick and roll. McCain is joined in the backcourt by Jeff Dowden Jr., who brings poise, control, and the kind of two-way reliability that makes Summer League teams hum. Dowden is chipping in 12 points and 6 assists per game, and his on-ball defense has been impressive. Ricky Council IV adds athleticism on the wing, and while his scoring has been a bit inconsistent, he's an impact player in transition and on the glass. One underrated force for Philly: Filip Petrusev. The big man has flashed good footwork and soft touch, averaging 11 points and 6 rebounds while defending the rim with verticality. He gives this Sixers squad real interior presence, which will be key against Washington's aggressive slashers. Now to the Washington Wizards, who have been one of the more exciting yet inconsistent teams in Summer League so far. At the center of their attack is Bub Carrington, who dropped 18 points and 4 assists in his last outing. He's slippery off the dribble, has a quick release from 3, and isn't afraid to take over late in games. But he's also turned the ball over at a high clip, and defensive pressure has given him trouble. The Wizards' X factor might be Justin Champagnie, who brings size, rebounding, and toughness on the wing. He's posted back-to-back double-digit rebound games and is averaging close to 14 points per contest. His motor alone keeps Washington alive in games where their perimeter shots aren't falling. Jared Butler, another name to watch, brings veteran savvy and shot-making from the bench. He's capable of catching fire from deep and has already hit multiple threes in each Summer League game. Washington's frontcourt is held down by Quinton Post, who has solid touch from mid-range but isn't the most mobile defender, something Philly could exploit. In terms of odds, sportsbooks have the Sixers as slight favorites ranging from -2.5 to -3.5, with the total line set at 184.5. The market reflects a belief in Philly's half-court execution and perimeter shooting, while acknowledging Washington's volatility on offense. Injury-wise, both teams are relatively healthy. Philly's rotation is locked in, and McCain is seeing no minute restrictions. Washington has also avoided major setbacks, though Champagnie tweaked an ankle briefly in the last game. He's expected to play. This matchup will come down to who controls tempo. Philadelphia thrives in the half court with McCain and Petrusev running pick and rolls, while Washington wants to get out and run, using Carrington's speed and Butler's quick trigger shooting to fuel transition points. Key matchup to watch: Jared McCain versus Bub Carrington. Both are high usage, high ceiling guards who want the ball in crunch time. McCain has been more efficient and reliable so far, while Carrington brings more explosive upside but more mistakes. Whoever wins this duel will likely determine the game. Philadelphia's edge: their depth and discipline. They're committing fewer turnovers per game, getting more consistent bench production, and shooting a better percentage from deep. Washington may throw punches and keep it close, but over 4 quarters, the Sixers' structured attack should wear them down. Final score prediction: Philadelphia 76ers 95, Washington Wizards 88. Expect another strong showing from McCain, who should flirt with 20 points and control the offense late. Petrusev should win his matchup inside, and Philly's perimeter defense will likely force Carrington into tough shots down the stretch. This is a statement game for the Sixers' young core, and don't be surprised if McCain continues to build his case as one of the best rookies in Vegas. Game 6 of the NBA Summer League on July 15 brings us a Western Conference battle between two intriguing squads, the Portland Trail Blazers and the New Orleans Pelicans. This 11 p.m. ET tip-off promises to be one of the most entertaining matchups of the night, as both teams are stacked with recent first-round picks, high-flying wings, and hungry role players trying to earn training camp invites. Let's begin with Portland, who come into this game at 1-1 in Las Vegas and are still figuring out what works best for their young core. The story so far has been Scoot Henderson, the number 3 overall pick from the 2023 draft. Though he's only appeared in flashes due to load management and slight ankle concerns, when he's on the court, you feel his presence immediately. His downhill speed, mid-range control, and improved decision-making have been on full display. In his most recent game, Henderson logged 17 points, 6 assists, and 2 steals in just 25 minutes, showing leadership on both ends of the floor. Backing him up is Chris Murray, who's quietly becoming a glue guy for this summer league team. He's contributing 14 points and 7 rebounds per game while playing solid defense on the wing. Murray doesn't need the ball to be effective, and his ability to space the floor complements Henderson's drive and kick style perfectly. Also drawing attention is Ryan Rupert, the French wing who brings elite length and defensive upside. He's been locking down opponents' best scorers while showing flashes of offensive growth, especially with his catch-and-shoot 3. Alongside him, Ibou Badji, the 7-footer out of Senegal, has become a surprising rim protector, averaging 2.3 blocks per game in Vegas. His timing and interior presence have given Portland a real anchor defensively. This team's challenge has been closing games. Against the Spurs, they lost momentum in the fourth quarter, turning the ball over 6 times and allowing 11 second-chance points. Execution in the half-court remains a concern, especially when Scoot sits. Now, let's talk about the New Orleans Pelicans, who have been one of the more cohesive and defensively locked-in teams in Summer League. They're led by Jordan Hawkins, the sharpshooting wing from UConn who was drafted last year. Hawkins is averaging 16 points and 3 made threes per game and is capable of catching fire from beyond the arc. When he's on, New Orleans becomes extremely difficult to defend. But the real revelation for the Pels has been Kareem Maine, the 6 feet 5 inches combo guard who's given them scoring bursts off the bench and has been active defensively. Jalen Cook, the undrafted guard out of LSU, has also provided steady production with his speed and ability to get downhill, averaging 11 points and 5 assists per game. Inside, E.J. Liddell has given them quality minutes. After missing last year with a torn ACL, Liddell looks fully recovered. He's posting 12 points and 6 rebounds per game, while offering strong help-side defense and a physical presence in the post. New Orleans has used him as a small ball 5 in spurts with success. Defensively, this Pelicans squad has been one of the best in Vegas. They're holding opponents to just 41% shooting and forcing nearly 16 turnovers per game. They're switching effectively on the perimeter, recovering quickly, and playing with energy. Their second unit has been a major plus, often creating separation in the second and third quarters. The biggest issue for New Orleans: inconsistent shooting outside of Hawkins. When he's being denied the ball or has an off night, the team can go cold from deep. Their spacing suffers if Liddell and Maine aren't hitting their jumpers. From the books, Portland enters this matchup as slight underdogs, around plus 2.5 on most major sportsbooks. The over-under is set at 186.5, which feels appropriate given both teams' ability to score in bunches but also their defensive intensity. Injury-wise, both teams are in good shape. Henderson has no restrictions and is expected to play unless held out for rest. For New Orleans, Hawkins and Liddell are both active and healthy. The key matchup: Scoot Henderson vs. Jalen Cook. If Scoot can pressure Cook early and get into the paint, Portland will have the edge. But if New Orleans can contain penetration and force Portland to settle for jumpers, they'll control the tempo and flow. The wildcards: Ryan Rupert's defense and Jordan Hawkins' shot making. If Rupert locks down Hawkins, New Orleans may struggle to get their offense going. But if Hawkins catches fire, Portland could be chasing from behind all night. Expect Portland to play fast, try to open the game with tempo, and lean on Scoot's ability to make plays off broken possessions. New Orleans will counter with strong half-court defense, timely shooting, and a deep bench ready to pounce on mistakes. Final score prediction: Portland Trail Blazers 96, New Orleans Pelicans 93. This one feels like a coin flip, but Portland's edge in top-tier talent and Scoot Henderson's ability to take over late should be the difference. Expect a close, physical game, possibly the best matchup of the day, but the Blazers get the last word thanks to clutch shot making and rim protection. Game 7 of the NBA Summer League on July 15 delivers a fierce Western Conference rivalry: the Golden State Warriors vs. the Memphis Grizzlies. It may not have the same bad blood as the full NBA rosters, but make no mistake, both of these Summer League squads are playing with a chip on their shoulders. Tip-off is set for 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's shaping up to be a high-octane battle of explosive guards, rim runners, and fringe players trying to force the league to take notice. Let's begin with the Golden State Warriors, who have showcased surprising cohesion and energy in Vegas despite missing a big-name rookie. This team is playing with that classic Warriors philosophy: space the floor, move the ball, shoot with confidence. And the player leading the charge is Reese Beekman, who's making a strong impression as a pass-first floor general. Beekman isn't lighting up the scoreboard, but he's controlling tempo, keeping turnovers low, and setting up his teammates for clean looks. Alongside him, Ethan Thompson has been the Warriors' most consistent scorer. He's averaging 15 points per game, getting buckets at all three levels and playing with a calm, pro-ready approach. Lester Quinones, who has already logged time with the Warriors' main roster, continues to prove he's more than just a G League guy. He's scoring 13+ per game, spacing the floor, and defending the perimeter with fire. Golden State's defense has also been a pleasant surprise. They're holding opponents to under 89 points per game and playing excellent team defense, switching when needed, closing out hard on shooters, and contesting shots without fouling. Guay Santos and Kendrick Davis have given them energy on both ends of the court, combining for timely steals, offensive rebounds, and hustle plays that don't always show up on the stat sheet. Now let's flip to the Memphis Grizzlies, a team that entered Vegas with big expectations and a deep, athletic roster. Their Summer League campaign has been fueled by G.G. Jackson II, who's been an absolute force on offense. Jackson is averaging over 22 points per game on 47% shooting, including a 30-point explosion against the Spurs. He's shooting confidently from deep, creating off the dribble, and showing the kind of polish that might land him rotation minutes this season. Memphis is also getting strong production from Trey Jemison, the 6'11" center who's dominating the paint. Jemison is averaging 10 boards and 2 blocks per game, protecting the rim and finishing around the basket. His screens have also freed up space for Jackson and Jacob Gilyard, their undersized but feisty point guard. Gilyard is dishing out 7 assists per game while knocking down perimeter shots at a 41% clip. Where Memphis really thrives is with their energy and interior play. They're out-rebounding opponents by +8 on average and scoring over 50% of their points in the paint. Their defense isn't elite, but it's physical and aggressive, often forcing teams into contested shots late in the clock. Betting-wise, this matchup is considered tight. Most books list the Grizzlies as -2.5 favorites, with the total set at 185.5. Memphis has more offensive firepower on paper, but Golden State's balanced, unselfish attack and ability to defend the perimeter make this a genuine toss-up. Injury updates for both teams are relatively clean. G.G. Jackson is fully active. Golden State is resting no key players, and Quinones is expected to get a full workload. No rotation disruptions are expected unless someone picks up early foul trouble. The matchup to watch is clear: G.G. Jackson versus Guay Santos. Santos will likely draw the assignment defensively, and while he's strong and disciplined, Jackson's scoring bag is deep. If Jackson gets going early, the Grizzlies will feed him possession after possession. But if Santos can slow him down or force him into tough shots, Golden State's half-court execution might swing the game in their favor. Golden State's best hope lies in their ability to control the tempo. If they turn this into a ball movement and spacing battle, they'll get clean looks and frustrate Memphis shot blockers. But if this becomes a track meet with Jackson and Jemison running downhill, it'll be tough for the Warriors to match their athleticism. This game will likely come down to the final few possessions. Memphis has the best individual player in Jackson, but Golden State has the more balanced system. The deciding factor might just be who controls the glass in the fourth quarter, and who turns defense into easy buckets. Final score prediction: Memphis Grizzlies 94, Golden State Warriors 90. Jackson will lead all scorers again, Jemison will dominate the glass, and the Grizzlies' physicality will win out late. But don't count out the Warriors. If Beekman and Quinones get hot from three, we could be in for a wild finish. If you're loving these deep dives and want to stay locked in for every major NBA insight, from summer league surprises to regular season shockers, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Beyond the Box Score, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a moment of real hoops analysis. And hey, drop your predictions in the comments below. Which rookie has impressed you the most so far? Let's talk basketball the smart way.